Nigeria-EU Health Investment Forum. Health experts advocate local production to advance healthcare coverage. Nigerian Medical Association plans monthly psychiatric evaluation for all inmates in correctional facilities.
Everybody deserves a chance to give life. And part of my commitment today, in addition to what I've said earlier, is
Local Content Act, not only boosting national production, but also creating more decent work opportunities. Minister of Labour and Employment emphasizes.
It is set to ensure that Nigerians are not passive spectators in the growth of industries operating with their borders, but are active participants and beneficiaries.
Hello and many thanks for joining us on the news desk at 3 on NTA News24. We're broadcasting live from Abuja. I am Chinenye Mwe. The former Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has officially pulled out of service. At his pulling out parade, General Musa thanked President Tinubu for giving him an opportunity to serve the nation at the highest level of the nation's security architecture and the military personnel who served under him. He urged them to give the current service chiefs same cooperation accorded to him while in service, with high level of professionalism in service.
And the beginning of a new chapter in my life. I am totally humbled as I reflect on the incredible privilege it has been to serve our great nation, Nigeria, in the noble profession of arms. I'm eternally grateful to the President and Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for the immeasurable honor and trust reposed in me to serve as the Chief of Defense Staff. I'm also thankful to the Nigerian Army and the entire armed forces for the opportunity to serve for almost 4 decades. I want to also thank my successors, the current Chief of Defense Staff and the service chiefs. I extend my heartfelt congratulations and unwavering support.
The Nigerian Medical Association, NMA, has announced plans to begin monthly psychiatric evaluation for all inmates across Nigeria's correctional facilities from November 2025. The first Vice President of the association, Dr. Benjamin Olawajebutu, made this known during a visit to the Nigerian Correctional Service headquarters in Abuja. A visit that also featured the donation of reusable sanitary pads for all female inmates nationwide. Accompanied by producers of the sanitary pads, he said the initiative is part of a broader effort to promote mental health, restore dignity, and ensure no inmate is left behind in access to care.
doctors will go there 1 day in a week and see the patients. That it will be regular, not just 1 day and not coming every month. So cultural means that you have a chance again. Everybody deserves a chance again in life. And part of my commitment today, in addition to what I've said earlier, is give us another correctional center and we'll build another incubation center for you.
The Controller General of Corrections, Sylvester Nwakuchi, said the collaboration with the NMA will strengthen health services for both inmates and staff across the country. With this partnership, rehabilitation is taking a more human face, one where care, education, and reform all work together to give inmates a fair chance at change. The European Union and ECOWAS, in partnership with the Presidential Initiative for Unlocking Healthcare Value Chain, PVAC, and the National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development, have joined hands to accelerate Nigeria's health sector industrialization towards strengthening Nigeria's healthcare manufacturing ecosystem. Tope Alabi reports that this was at a Nigeria-EU Health Investment Forum in Abuja, themed Made in Nigeria, Made for Health, geared towards supporting local producers and innovators.
Nigeria relies on imported medicines, and in 2023, estimated 70% of drugs consumed were from imports, with over 130 local drug manufacturing companies in Nigeria and spending over 3 trillion naira on pharmaceutical imports between 2016 and 2022. Changing the narrative has become necessary. This is why government officials, industry leaders, development partners, and investors are discussing strategies for strengthening Nigeria's healthcare manufacturing ecosystem, regulations, and investment climate.
The end goal is that every Nigerian, regardless of status or location, can access affordable, quality healthcare in Nigeria.
To ensure that our people not only get the highest level of access to healthcare, but also catalyze socio-economic development.
The health sovereignty aspiration that is so very prominently present in the PVAC philosophy, as I would call it.
This event was designed to invest and commit, bringing together our companies, banks, and financial institutions to network and to discuss today's investment opportunities in health.
For us as UNICEF, we are now procuring what is called ready-to-use food to treat malnourished children, and also some prevention nutrition products locally by local manufacturers.
Agreements signed include contracts on manufacturing and access to vaccines, medicines, and health technologies in Africa, a regional agreement on sexual and reproductive health and rights, as well as PVAC, Bayer, AG, and Cromedix Pharmaceuticals Limited partnership to place Nigeria as Africa's hub for pharmaceuticals innovation and manufacturing.
On behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I reaffirm the federal government's resolve to build a sustainable, inclusive health economy.
Our Agenda 2050, which is our perspective plan, is very clear. We need to invest at least $100 billion per annum, with at least 86% of it coming from the private sector.
Through PVAC, Nigeria has set an ambitious target to achieve at least 70% local pharmaceutical production by 2030.
Harnessing this long-term transformative partnership is expected to constitute an invaluable value addition to Nigeria's healthcare delivery. In Abuja, Tope Alabi, NTA News.
Nigeria's healthcare narrative is evolving, driven by presidential vision on access to care, PVAC. As PVAC champions improved medical infrastructure, community health education, and inclusive policies, guests on NTA's program Good Morning Nigeria believe this initiative will enhance public trust and access, ensuring a new era of proactive, equitable health services nationwide. Lydia Sampson reports.
Investment in health manufacturing remains a critical challenge in Nigeria's healthcare ecosystem. Financing gaps hinder local pharmaceutical production, pushing costs higher and limiting drug availability. Strengthening regulations, Guest on Good Morning Nigeria reiterate, is urgent to curb the proliferation of substandard medicines flooding the market, putting lives at risk.
The investment in the health sector is very sensitive. As a European Union and as investors, so we need to be sure that investments contribute to objectives and policies that government is pursuing.
We have a pipeline. We wanted to ensure that indeed we can provide the kind of support this pipeline needs, and I think that happened in two ways. One, in terms of technology transfer. So meeting international companies are able to come and support and give guidance to local manufacturers such that some of these products can be produced in Nigeria, I think was a major outcome.
They applauded PVAC's role in shaping Nigeria's healthier future. The guests also want health insurance needs seriously upgraded to improve coverage and protect families from out-of-pocket expenses. Genuine commitment to boosting local drug manufacturing, they are optimistic, will drive affordability and accessibility, reducing dependence on imports.
There is a significant willingness in Nigeria with Nigerian businessmen and businesswomen to adhere and do the right thing, first of all, because also a sense of morality that, especially if you're in staple foods and in pharma, that you only guarantee quality. And I know in Nigeria we have proper companies that do that and are willing to do that.
I think it's also about letting we, the people, understand what we have and that we can actually get it right. Because with this made in Nigeria, made for health, with that entire slogan, it's let us begin to look inwards.
For a healthier Nigeria, the guests insist stakeholders, including investors, regulators, insurers, and producers, must collaborate and work to build a sustainable, reliable pharmaceutical sector that serves the people effectively. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Federal government is leveraging the use of modern technology alongside digital innovation in medical practice to address the challenge of brain drain in Nigeria's health sector. This was as the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare signed a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with Ave Maria University, Pianco, to improve medical education in Nigeria in line with global best practices. Thomas Obetere reports.
Medical training equips healthcare professionals with knowledge, skills, and ethical values necessary for high-quality patient care through a lifelong process of formal education and development. This is why the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare is signing a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) with Ave Maria University, Pianco, to train healthcare professionals to be able to compete favorably in the global market. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare urged medical practitioners to contribute to national development after completing their training.
One of the elements that we have seen is that is sometimes lacking is being patriotic to our country. Government spent, for example, a lot of money to train health workers in public universities. Most of the time, when we finish training them, before you know it, they leave the country. That is an investment of Nigeria that have taken somewhere else.
But if a doctor makes a mistake, it ends in the grave of the patient. So we are all very conscious of that. That was why we took time to ensure that all that was necessary to have the program to be approved by the NUC, and also to ensure that there's a place where these are students will do their clinical practice before they become doctors, were secured.
This partnership will expose Ave Maria University medical students to practical clinical experience at the Federal Medical Center, KEFI, a move geared towards improving their competence and strengthening Nigeria's medical education system to produce globally competitive healthcare professionals. In Abuja, Thomas Obetere, NTA News.
Nigeria is demonstrating renewed commitment to expanding the implementation of the Local Content Act, not only to boost national production, but also to create more decent work opportunities for its citizens. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Megari Dinyadi, stated this at the 2025 Annual Labour Conference of the Labour Correspondents Association of Nigeria, NLACAN, held in Abuja. Joseph Hossein reports.
As the year winds down, labor correspondents and major actors in Nigeria's labor sector are meeting once again to review development, analyze policies, and seek solutions to critical national issues affecting workers and employers alike.
And we have this year's theme, improving internal resource mobilization for financing anti-poverty and inequality interventions in Nigeria. It is a recognition that waiting for external saviors is a strategy of the past. The solution to our problems and the resources to fund them must be generated from within. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohamed Megeri Dingyadi, is a special guest. He says the federal government is deepening implementation of the Local Content Act beyond the oil and gas sector, extending it to manufacturing, ICT, and renewable energy to boost national production and create decent jobs for Nigerians.
It seeks to ensure that Nigerians are not passive spectators in the growth of industries operating with their borders, but are active participants and beneficiaries through employment, skill development, and value addition.
But the speakers at the conference call for stronger policies and enforcement mechanisms to curb casualization, a practice they say allows some employers to exploit Nigeria's large pool of job seekers without providing adequate protection or benefits.
Our struggle for social justice is a bedrock upon which truly functional democracy is built. We cannot have democracy that works only for the rich and powerful.
As Nigeria continues to advance policies aimed at economic transformation, organized labor is urging government to ensure that these initiatives promote fair labor practices, decent work, and inclusive growth for all categories of workers. In Abuja, Joseph Oten, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. We'll take a break here. There will be more reports when we return. Do stay.
You have no better friend and partner than Nigeria. Let this unveiling today be a call to conscience. Let our practitioners hold the line of truth. To the media, please inform with integrity and with a deep sense of patriotism. To our public officers, communicate with transparency. To citizens, please let us speak with empathy. Let us come together to become the voice of responsibility, the voice of the world that heals division, that inspires hope and drives development.
Paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness, great quality and great taste. So eat healthy to live longer. Use Arisco tomato paste and products. 100% natural tomato. Better food now. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African Road.
This is NTA News 24.
Many thanks for staying on. The Director General, National Pension Commission, says the various reforms by the Commission is part of the federal government's commitment to strengthen the system, as well as to ensure welfare and well-being of retirees. The Commission made the submission in Yola during a sensitization workshop on the workings of the contributory pension scheme for pensioners in the Northeast. Correspondent Mary Adamu George reports.
Various reforms on pension are part of the National Pension Commission's initiatives to protect contributors as well as guarantee dignity in retirement. With key interventions that directly touch the lives of retirees, such reforms are also expected to open a new chapter for both serving and retiring workers to have a life-changing experience. This workshop, organized by the National Pension Commission in collaboration with the National Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, is to sensitize pension desk officers across Northeast region on the new opportunities for Nigerian workers and retirees.
PENCOM has organized this nationwide sensitization workshop to deepen trust and ensure that every federal employee and pensioner fully understood the CPS and can access its benefits without delay.
Other stakeholders at the event commended the federal government for considering the plight and future of retirees because of the challenges of life after retirement.
This administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has taken the issues of pensioners very, very serious.
With this engagement, the hope of a retiree of a brighter future is rekindled, especially on free healthcare services, among other opportunities. In Yola, Mary Adamu George, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the federal government is partnering Research Center for Advocacy and Policy Advisory in Africa to checkmate the unwanted trend of kidnapping and banditry. Daniel Aderi reports that this was at the unveiling of a National Traditional Leaders Summit with the sole aim of conflict management, peace building, and sustainable democracy.
Oftentimes largely
conflict as we know it has remained a recurring factor in society for many a millennia. But while conflict exists, resolution remains far in sight. The Charter calls towards forestalling and managing conflicts in democracy. Traditional leaders were brought together as a coalition to drive the narrative of peace building and sustainable democracy.
It reflects the unwavering commitment of the President and his administration to strengthen peace, unity, and stability through the enduring wisdom of our traditional institutions.
Other key partners noted that youths and women remain an integral part of peace building and must be holistically involved in the process of democratic sustainability.
He created a committee that called traditional institutions. That committee is statutory in nature. What I mean by statutory in nature is a committee that drives its own membership from 36 states of federation, including the FCT. He asks us to mind the committee on behalf of the 360 members of the National Assembly. And as you rightly said, let all the policies not be on the paper. It has to be carried on into the activities where the common man will benefit.
The traditional institutions, they are closer to the people. So we are working extensively with all the stakeholders to make sure that we have a good summit with traditional institutions, building their capacity, making sure that there is peace, there is tranquility, there is peaceful coexistence within their domain and among their subjects.
The issue of knowledge transfer, the issue of documentation, it is not for archive, it is for actual use of some of all these persons, youths, and even generations yet to come. So it's a thought-through process all through, and we ensure that youths and women especially are inclusive into the process of the implementation.
The summit will be held across the 6 geopolitical zones of the Federation. In Abuja, Daniel Adiriye, NTA News.
Young lawyers have been encouraged to see the practice of law not just as a means of earning a living, but as a powerful tool to make positive impact in their communities. This was the central message at the 2025 Young Lawyers Summit of the Nigerian Bar Association, Abuja branch. Delivering the keynote address, former Minister of Works and Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Babatunde Raji Fashola, described lawyers as custodians and masters of the law. He charged the young professionals to begin early in defining the kind of lawyers they aspire to become, those driven by purpose, service, and integrity.
What does the practice of the law even mean to you? Is it just an avenue to earn a living? Or is it a pathway to positively impact your community and impact your society? I will choose the latter.
It forms part of ongoing efforts by the NBA to bridge the gap between law school training and real-life legal practice, exposing young lawyers to the diverse opportunities within the legal profession, from courtroom advocacy to policy, technology, corporate law, and beyond.
Part of preparing you for the future, part of mentoring you, part of supporting you and helping you is a laudable program like this.
The whole essence of this is to give our colleagues the understanding, the exposure that there are other opportunities, other platforms apart from the court that they can explore.
A conference on maritime security, human rights, and the blue economy has held in Abuja. Convener of the conference, Ndidi Gladys Ezinwa Okoha, a legal practitioner with the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, also presented to the public 14 books and a journal she authored to help confront some maritime challenges, from insecurity to transnational crimes to the degradation of marine resources. Was not just for participants to collaborate in securing the maritime domain. It was an avenue to celebrate the intellectual accomplishment of this author who wrote these 14 books and a journal, a culmination of her years of research, commitment, and dedication to justice and societal reform.
Maritime security in all dimensions, it encompasses human rights, international trade, environmental sustainability, economic prosperity, and the rule of law.
These works are a testament to the author's personal commitment to addressing critical issues facing the nation.
I have looked at the books. You know, and they are definitely excellent contributions. I like to commend the passion, the perseverance, and the productivity of the author, which has brought great pride not only to the civil service, not only to the Ministry of Justice, but also to the entire country.
Mrs. Ezinwa Okoha's remarkable feat reminds us that excellence in the civil service transcends administrative duties. It is also about hard work, intellectual creativity, and innovation.
Deep down research on those ones, and having gone through trainings and all that, I feel it's important for me to share the knowledge I have gotten from those my courses, my advancements, legal studies and all that, with my colleagues and within my jurisdiction of field of endeavor as a federal prosecutor.
It is hoped that these books, namely Shadows of Freedom, Reviving Love, The Future We Build, Evidence in Maritime Crime Cases in Nigeria, Nigerian Youth and the Future of Democracy, among others, will serve as valuable resources for legal framework and governance reforms. In Abuja, Chinenye Nwoye, NTA News. And that's the news desk at 3 on NTA News 24. Many thanks for watching. I am Chinenye Nwoye.